G'day and welcome to the I Was Only Doing My Job, Australia's Military History podcast. My name is Ross Manuel and I'm an amateur historian, writer and collector of useless facts, and this is our introductory episode to let you know what this podcast is going to be about and what I hope to achieve here. Through this podcast, I will be chronicling Australia's military history, not by chronologically reciting dates of battles on distant lands, but by exploring the individual stories of those who served, where they grew up, what they did, and invariably what happened to the millions of soldiers, sailors, airmen and nurses that have served Australia, their country of birth or choice, in times of war and peace for over a century. And while sometimes the subject matter may be quite confronting, I will endeavour to put some kind of warning at the beginning of those episodes. For the most part, the focus will be on the two world wars, simply due to physical limitations. While I'd love to cover in depth our longest and most recent conflicts, such as the wars in Afghanistan or Iraq, and the conflicts from our colonial past, the sad reality is conflicts occurring after the Korean War and records from before Federation in 1901 are either still held under various archival secrecy acts, or in the case of our colonial past, have been destroyed or misplaced, which makes it quite difficult for nobody like me to access. That means that aside from the occasional lucky find, I can't really do sufficient justice to the service of men and women who have served Australia from Vietnam or beyond, or from the conflicts before the Great War. So instead of delivering a lackluster account, I'd rather hold back until I can do them properly, whenever that may be. Join me every fortnight as I delve into the life, service and enduring legacy of an Australian service person who, if you were to ask them personally what they did in the conflict they served in, would probably tell you, I was only doing my job. And for that, we will be eternally grateful. For show notes, photos and transcripts, head over to www.thedocnetwork.net, and for additional bite-sized historical content, you can find me specifically on TikTok at Doc Winters. Like so many other people locked in their homes during the pandemic, I downloaded the app to pass the time, and then I discovered an entire community of people who were hungry for historical content. And one thing I repeatedly encountered was comments like, was Australia involved in the First World War? Or, I didn't even know Australia had a military. And it was from there that I started doing electronically what I used to do in person, and inadvertently, the podcast was born. So that'll do by way of introduction. Time we get onto it. Episode 1 is already available on your favourite podcast provider, so please subscribe, download the episode, and let's embark on this journey together. To suggest a topic or join in on the conversation, join our Discord server, send the podcast an email at iwasonlydoingmyjobpod@gmail.com, or join us on Twitter and Instagram at IWODMJ and I Was Only Doing My Job podcast on Facebook. And if you liked it, please leave a review or a rating, as that's the best way to get it into the ears of people who might want to hear it. But the best thing you can do is listen. Until next time, friends, catch you next time, and lest we forget. I Was Only Doing My Job, Australia's Military History is a Doc Network production podcast. Written, researched, recorded, produced, and audio engineered by Ross Manuel, with additional research done by Laurie Favell of My Silent Hero. For other great history podcasts, check out thedocnetwork.net.